guys, so we are currently in like February and I filmed this vlog portion like months ago in 2024. Literally I think I'll like put up a like a date of when I started doing this vlog, and I did finish it in 2024, like literally months and months ago, but I just didn't like edit the video because I just kind of just like put it in the back and I prioritized other things. So yeah, that's what happened. But yes, so this is going to be another reading vlog. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. I hope you guys will like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Okay, so in this video, let me just give like a short intro, because in my first clip I didn't really like give an intro. I just I delved straight into the reading. But I am going to be reading the Talia Hibbert books. Now, when I don't know how I came across the books, but it was the third book, the one that I don't even have, the one with actual age Eve Brown, and I started with that, and I think I was like in the first chapter or something, and when I realized that it's a trilogy and it's the third book in the trilogy, and I was like, let me just read the first two before I get to this one. And yeah, so then I went and I got the first book, and then I got the second book, and then I read all three books. So yeah, that's how that came about. So what else did I want to say? That's it. I did this like really cute look, but I feel like these lashes are too long because they're poking me literally on the corners. They're poking me, and my lace is not flat. I'm not redoing it or anything like that. Okay, so if the videos or whatever don't come out looking proper, I'll just like scratch them out. But yeah, I wanted to do like something like nice and cutesy, like a Valentine's Day thing. I feel like over the years I've done so many like Valentine's inspired looks that I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know what to do that I haven't already done like myself. And if there are looks that I could like do, they're like really intricate, and I feel like right now I don't have the capacity to be doing like really intricate looks that are gonna take me hours upon hours to do. But yeah, like I would love to do like the hot one with the paint and whatnot, but I'm like, I don't have the time right now. But hopefully like in the future I'll have time. In the future, meaning not this year, I'll have like the time to do like that type of look for like a Valentine's look. But right now I don't know, I'm feeling a little, I'm trying to get back into being inspired by makeup, but it's hard. I mean, it's been really hard. But I'm going on a tangent, right? But anyway, so this is a look, and let's get into reading the books. Spoiler, I really like them. So my room is a bit like gloomy, I don't know why, and I can't like find like a brighter place to film at. But I started with Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Now I don't know, I'm still on like page 6, so it's still very like early days, like but I am getting the impression that like I'm not gonna like her as a character. I'm not gonna like this main character. I feel like I might be still hung over. I mentioned in like a previous vlog that I did that I a previous reading vlog that I did that I read Brown with Eve Brown, and I read the first chapter of that one until I realized that it was part of 3 books. So then I stopped. But now my issue is I'm having a really hard time getting over Eve as a character, and now I feel like now I need to get into Chloe as a character. And when I compare the 2 characters, I feel like Eve is more of a character that I like, and Chloe, I don't like her as a character, and I feel like I probably would have just like literally just DNF'd this book if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to get through all 3 of them so I can get back to reading the Eve Brown book. So I don't know. I have a bit of a conundrum because I really kind of feel bored. And I don't like her as a character, and I'm bored. And it's just something about her. I don't know. Or maybe it's the fact that I can't relate to being chronically ill. Either that, or I don't even know what the illness is. They keep saying she's chronically ill, but what is the illness? Maybe then if you like told us what the illness is, then I'd be able to understand why she acts the way that she acts, and I'd be able to like, you know, understand like the pain she goes through or whatever, because they keep saying she's chronically ill, so she acts that way. Chronically, I don't know how many times I've heard chronically ill in the first 6 pages, and I'm like, okay, but what's wrong with her? That's what I'd really like to know. So I don't know. I'm gonna like try and like push through, but yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to be whispering because it's really late at night, but I am still like stage 2 of me reading Get Alive. It's taken an interesting turn, okay? I'm having a really hard time putting this book down. I love it, I'm enjoying it, I'm relating more to Chloe, and I think that's the most important thing for me. You know, if I am to read a romance, I want to relate to the characters, I want to like them, and I'm liking her a bit more. I'm currently on page, not a bit more, I'm actually liking her a lot, and I'm relating more to her, and I'll get more into, I'm currently on page 81, but I'll get more into what I actually want to say tomorrow when I can actually speak properly. But yeah, like I said, I'm whispering because it's late at night and I do not live alone, unfortunately. But yeah. Good afternoon. Today is what? I think it's Wednesday, and I'm still reading this book. I haven't gotten any reading done today, and there might be a bit of an echo in here because I'm in the bathroom, because the lighting in my room is not that great. But I wanted to just say that, like, I think, like I said last night, I'm really enjoying this book. Currently, I like this character. I like her. I think she is... I feel like I can relate more to her now that they've like described and explained like the type of pain she goes through and her chronic illness, and I can empathize, you know? So yeah, is it empathize or sympathize? I think it's sympathize. I can sympathize with her. So yeah, I made note of like how the sisters view one another and what they think of each other, and I think after reading all 3 books, I'm just gonna look at it and then just, you know, like how other people describe the sisters. But there's just something bugging me about Eve. Like, she would say a word and then they'd be like, don't you mean? And then she'd be like, no. And I'm like, is she dumb? Is she 5? Can she not speak? Does she, or maybe she has like a lisp or something that makes it hard for people to, like, you know, understand the words that she's speaking. But like, I'm so confused. I'm like, why do they like acting like she's an idiot who doesn't know how to speak, doesn't know any words? It just kind of like annoys me. I'm just like, why are you guys acting like that? Like, she'd say something, they'd be like, don't you mean this? And then they'd be like, no. Like, she'd say a word and they'd be like, don't you mean melodramatic? I'm like, okay, it's a bit weird. But anyway, so there was a part here that I wanted to like, it was just where Chloe was talking, and I really liked it. She says here, she learned the hard way that people were always looking for a reason to leave, that affection or adoration or promises of devotion turned to dust when things got tough. And then there's another part that says, and when Chloe would be forced to remember all the things she'd lost and to wonder for the 1000th time what it was about her that made her so easy to leave. And I related to that so much. Like, I won't get into like, I related to that so much. I was like, you're trying to make me cry. This book is supposed to be a romance. Tell me why I'm crying. Please. Enlighten me. Oh my gosh. This is why I read. I feel like I relate like so much to both of these characters. Yeah, to like Red with like the relationship that he was in, and with Chloe and just people always leaving her. So I'm just like too emotional right now. I don't think. And when I get like this, I usually just really need to just sleep it off. This book is amazing. This book is amazing. I fear the others won't compare to this one. Yeah, I'm on page 210. I've been wanting to cry for the past couple of pages, but never got there. And 210 just oh my gosh. Okay, hey guys, so I just finished doing like a makeup look for a video, and I did actually finish reading this book today just before doing my makeup, but finished. And I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I annotated a bunch of like pages. I just need to like remove like these tags and then just like highlight and then have everything in like the front of my book. I feel like that's the best way for me to annotate, because if they're just like pages sticking out and there's just like colors inside the book that I can see, it's going to drive me bonkers. I cannot deal with it. So I like to keep my book as neat as possible, and I just like highlight and pencil literally. So I did like annotate a few of the pages, and literally from here I annotated, and then it's all in here but in like pencil, and then here is where I still need to, you know, this book. The relationship that I had with this book, I related to both characters in this book. Both of them. I related to both of them so very much. There were just parts where I think there was like a part of the vlog where I was like saying that I was like crying. I obviously didn't film myself crying because we're not there yet, like, you know, crying on camera. But I related to both of these characters. I related to what they'd gone through in terms of relationships and in terms of people just like leaving them. And I don't know if I should like talk about, like, you know, I like to expose myself, but let me just like talk about like the few of the pages that I annotated, and maybe you could get like a feel for what I want to, you know, how I felt for it. Okay, I don't want to like make like speak about all the parts that I annotated, but just a few so you can get a feel for, you know, how this book made me feel. It says here, she'd learned the hard way that people were always looking for a reason to leave, that affection or adoration or promises of devotion turned to dust when things got tough. And then Chloe would be forced to remember all the things she'd lost and to wonder for the thousandth time what it was about her that made her so easy to leave. And then there's this part that says, she could see the phantoms of all the feelings she could develop for him, like premonitions, and she could see him throwing those feelings in her face the way people always did. And there's a part about Red that says, like, maybe he should forgive himself for everything, and maybe he should trust himself again. He'd really like to trust himself again. And what I loved about this book was their banter got really good, and it was really cute, and the amazing, like, the things he did for her, and just the little ways that he showed that he noticed her and he noticed the struggles that she was going through. And I will say it took a little bit too long for them to get to like the actual thing, to like doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? I was just like, okay guys, get it over and done with. Like, you guys are doing other things but not the actual thing. And I was just like, can we get it over and done with? It was yeah. But this book, I loved this book. I absolutely loved this book. And look at me getting makeup all over this pastel, very light blue cover. But I absolutely loved this book, and it's late. Like, my vocabulary, my words aren't coming. But yeah. Okay, so I am about, I think I'm like chapter 6 or 8 of Take a Hint, Dani Brown, and I am enjoying this book. I'm having a really hard time putting it down. I'm reading it at the same time as I'm reading another book, but I think I'm gonna pause that one because I'm kind of doing another vlog. I want to do another vlog for this coming week, so I'm gonna pause reading Take a Hint, Dani Brown, but I wanted to talk about it just a little bit. I am having such a hard time putting that book down. I want to finish it, but I really want to finish it. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying that book. And my thing is, I think between Dani Brown and Chloe Brown, I feel like I like Chloe Brown better. I can relate to Chloe Brown as a person better. I like Dani Brown. She's cool and whatnot, but she's not like, I can't really relate to her personality. Like, she seems like the type of person I'd be friends with, but Chloe Brown seems like the type of person that would like be me. Do you get me? So I really like her as a character, but I don't relate to the way she views life, not life, the way she views love, essentially. And other things within terms to love, things like potions and but I don't know, you know, those things. But I like the MMC. I like him a lot. and I'm thoroughly enjoying the book. I'm liking the trope of the book, and everything is going really good. Everything is going super good. So yeah. Okay, so I am on chapter 9, okay, of reading the book that I'm reading. I'm on chapter 9. Okay, and the fact that I forgot the title of the book is not an indication of how the book is going at all, because I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. Like, I'm genuinely, truly enjoying it. Like, I love it, okay? The fact that I feel like I'm gonna love all of Talia Hibbert's books is insane to me. Like, it's mind-boggling, because I'm like, there was a certain book that I read, that Lucy Score book. I don't know which one was it. Things we never got over, or something. Yeah, things we never got over, because I never got over how bad that book was. Okay, after reading that book, I was like, is this the standard for like romance nowadays? Because if it is, honey, I can't, right? Like, I was so afraid of reading another romance book after that one. Like, it literally almost ruined it for me. But these books, these Talia Hibbert books, are incredible. Like, the first one was amazing. This one, it feels like I think it's gonna be amazing too. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. Like, genuinely, truly, like, enjoying this book so much. And I will say, right, I think Dani is fine. I think she's cool. Love her loads, Sana, okay? But like, Zeph, I fell in love with that man. The first chapter, okay? The first page, I fell in love with that man. I think I have a pimple here or something. Painful. Okay, the first chapter, the first page, the first paragraph, the first sentence. Honey, I fell in love with him. The first word, okay? When I tell you, I've never been more in love with anybody, okay? I've never been more in love. I can't speak. I cannot even articulate. Like, he gives me like Hawk vibes, okay? He gives me Hawk vibes. He gives me like Beast vibes from like Beauty and the Beast. And one thing about me, I love Hulk. Okay? One thing about me, I love Beast. Okay? Okay, like, give me Beast, give me Hulk any day, honey, any day. Okay, and it's getting weird. Let me stop, because now I'm fantasizing about a Hulk and Beast. Let's cut that out. It's getting weird. Okay, it's getting weird. But the point is, I'm in love with Zeph, and he's perfect. I think he's perfect. I genuinely, truly think he's perfect. I liked Red in the first one, and he was a nice guy, you know? And I mean, nice guys are cool, they're fine. But I like a man who's like, don't mess with me. Like, I'm not gonna be nice to everybody, you know? Like, a man that looks mean and tough and like unapproachable, but is like the kindest person you'll ever meet once you get to know him, you know? Like, the type of man that's like, don't mess with me. Okay? I love a man like that. And Zaf is definitely those type of vibes. He's just perfect. He's just perfect. And I'm enjoying this book so much. I don't know. I hope Dani just like changes, because I'm kind of feeling like she doesn't like she doesn't deserve him. Like, she's not worthy of him, okay? and I'ma need my girl to step it up. I'ma need my girl to step it up because my man deserves better. My man deserves better. You know, my man deserves me. That's okay, okay, okay. But you know, he's perfect. And that's it. That's it. That's basically it. Like I'm writing this update, like not writing, but like I'm updating you guys to let you guys know that Zaf is actually perfect. Like yeah, that's it. So I am we are reading Take a Hint, Dani Brown, right? And I'm currently on chapter 12 actually, chapter 12, page 212. And if you can see my bookmark there, it's probably just like above 50%. I'm way past the 50% mark. And like I've said previously, I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. There's like what do you call it? There's trigger warnings where it says that it talks about, it says here, please be aware that this story involves sensitive topics such as dealing with the death of close family members and handling general anxiety disorder. I hope I have treated these issues with the care they deserve. And Zaf is the one that struggles with anxiety and having to deal with like the loss of close family member, and I relate to this guy so much. Like I've said previously, I relate to him so much. I love him. Okay, I do not relate to Dani, not even a little bit, like not at all. Like I'm just like, she's just not me, you know. But she is a vibe and I like her, but she's not me. And yeah, but I am really enjoying this book, and I finally have the hardcover in my hand. Okay, I got it yesterday. It's in like another vlog, but yes, I got the physical book yesterday, and look at how gorgeous she is. It's like nice and yellow, okay. And yeah, I love Talia Hibbert. I love her books. Okay, I'm already trying to like, I already want to see what other books she has aside from like the Brown Sisters trilogy, because she's putting a girl in her romance era, and I'm loving it. I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. But yeah. I didn't really get much reading done today, and I'm not going to be continuing to read. I was just watching, what do you call it, YouTube, and now yeah, so I was watching YouTube while I was annotating. So I'm done annotating, and I have them in like 3 sections. These are the parts that like made me kind of like cry, you know. And these are just like happy, cute little moments, and these are the ones that I'm going to use in my video where I'm talking about all 3 books. These are the ones that like describe the other characters in the books according to what the particular character that I'm reading from at that point. I have them the same way in the first book, but I think I might have used different colors by accident with like this one, because I think it's orange in the other book, but the first one and this one, the same colors, and they mean the same thing. But yeah, so I'm done annotating, and I think I'm gonna study a little bit. Well, not study, I have an assignment that I need to do, so I think I'm gonna do that and then probably go to bed afterwards. And yeah, I'll probably continue reading tomorrow. I'm currently on page 211, and as soon as I'm done with this one, I'm gonna go and tackle the 3rd book, and then after that, and then can I only upload that video. But yeah, I think that's it for me for tonight. Good night. Finally done. Okay, so I just finished Take a Hint, Dani Brown, and that book has my heart. Okay, I'll get into the commentary on that one. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I feel like I've said enough about it. So I started with Actual Age Eve Brown, and I'm only like in the first 2 chapters, and I've been laughing. What's the guy's name? I think it's John. I have been laughing because that guy is so funny. He reminds me so much of Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, and I just can't get. I love The Big Bang Theory. I absolutely love The Big Bang Theory. I think it's hilarious. Okay, I love this guy. Like he reminds me so much of Sheldon. Like, but yes, I'm thoroughly enjoying that book as well, and yeah. Hey guys, so I am currently on, I think I'm about like 60% into the book, and like I have a cold, so my throat is a bit, I am currently about at the 60% mark into Actual Age Eve Brown, and I love this book. Okay, we're at the spy scene, and I don't know, I feel like do I like reading spy scenes in romance? Not particularly, but I feel like if I skip them, like I skip like a vital part of the book, so I kind of just bear through it. But yes, I'm currently at the spy scene, and yeah, but I love this book. I love their banter. I love just how funny they are. I'm in love with this, like these two, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I did kind of feel like when I did obviously start with Actual Age Eve Brown, like I read the first chapter, but I did kind of feel like I was gonna like this one more, and I wasn't lying because so far I feel like I'm liking it the most. But yeah, let's continue reading. Okay, so I'm about like 80% into the book, and I don't know, I feel like after they had like their spicy scene moment, right, I feel like the relationship dynamic kind of like got a little too serious for my liking, and they got like less, like the banter wasn't the same, it got a bit awkward because obviously they were in like a situation or whatever. But yeah, and then I don't know why they're trying to like diagnose her with this, whatever they could diagnose her with, because I don't know, I just feel like why go that route, you know? Yeah. So I don't know if I'm enjoying the book the same way that I was enjoying it before. I'm 80% into it. I'm probably gonna finish it tonight, but I don't know. Like, it got off to such a great start. It got off to like a 6 stars. And now I'm just like, you might actually end up being like a 4. So I don't know. And I'm like low-key just like a little bit disappointed. You get me? I don't know. Let's finish and then, yeah. Okay, so I finished reading Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and yes, I have my jersey on halfway. I don't know if you can like see it, but anyway. So I finished reading that book and I'm having such a hard time deciding if I'm going to like give it a 4 star, a 4.5, or a 4.75, right? Because do I feel like it's a 5 star? I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I thoroughly enjoyed the 2 characters, but I don't know. There's just something about their. I did feel their connection, but there was just something about. I don't know. There was something about something that I don't know. Okay, that just it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it or how to explain it, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a couple of days and like think about it, because I don't know, and then I'll do like my final thoughts on all 3 of the books, and then we'll see. Then we'll see. Okay, so it's been a couple of months. Okay, I started filming this particular vlog like months ago, and I just never got around to editing it. And now that I finally am editing it, I just realized that I didn't like give like a final conclusion on the books, and so we're gonna do that. Okay, so we're going to, these are the books that I read. The Brown Sisters trilogy. I have the first and the second book in like a physical copy of them, but not the third. But I do plan on getting the third because it kind of feels like incomplete when it's just like these 2. But I do 100% plan on getting that third one. And yeah, so let's get started. So the first book that I started with in this vlog was Get a Life by Chloe Brown, and this is about Chloe and Red, and she has things to take off her list, okay? Her Get a Life list essentially. And so Red is kind of like her neighbor. They live in the same complex thingy building, and he kind of agrees to help her with said list. And so yeah, that's what happens. And I absolutely loved these 2. I loved like their dynamic. I loved their relationship, and yeah. Is Take a Hint, Dani Brown, and this is a fake dating trope. This is between Dani Brown and Zephyr, and they decide to fake date, okay, essentially. She is a PhD student, and I think she also teaches at the university, and Zephyr is like ex-rugby player, but he's like the security guard at the university now. And so they decide to fake date because Zephyr kind of needs sponsors for his like an initiative that he's doing. Like he's got like a bunch of kids, and then he helps them after school with like schoolwork and with like things rugby related. And so he kind of needs money for the NGO thing that he's doing. It's essentially like an NGO. And so he needs sponsors, and she agrees. Then they go viral because they somehow end up like this. The students end up seeing them like this, like him carrying her, and then they go viral, and then he's like, girl, just pretend we're dating just so I can get some sponsors and you'll be helping out a bunch of kids. And she agrees to it. And yeah, that's what that one's about. And then the third one, the one that I don't have school copy of, is Act Your Age, Eve Brown. And this one is about Eve Brown, who she can't hold a job, okay? She cannot hold a job. She gives up on everything that she tries. Even if she's like really good at it, she'll just give up on it. So her parents are like, girl, we're cutting you off, okay? We're not giving you any more money. We're cutting off your allowance, and you have to find a job and you have to find a place to stay. So she somehow just starts driving, and then she ends up at this place, and she's like, I can actually cook. I'm really good at cooking, so I can be a chef. And yes, so then she starts working for this guy, and obviously you know what happens. But yeah, so that's like the premise of the 3 books that I read in this vlog. Because I don't think I gave like a proper description of them. But yeah, let me try and not like ramble. So the ratings, okay, the book that got the lowest rating, which is a 4.5, is Take a Hint, Dani Brown. And that was essentially because I really did enjoy reading this book, and I did like relate to Zephyr, but I couldn't relate to Dani like very much. And I think that was part of the whole thing. And I don't know, I feel like their romance wasn't hitting the right way for me personally. But it just wasn't hitting the right way for me. But I mean, it was nice. Like it was hitting, but not like 5-star type of hitting, right? Do you get me? Okay. And then the next book is, this one got a 4.75, and that is Act Your Age, Eve Brown. And I gave this book 4.75 because I was laughing the entire time reading this book. Okay, like I said, the MMC gives me very Sheldon vibes, and I love the Big Bang Theory. He gives me Sheldon vibes to the core, and I was having the time of my life while reading that book. I will say though that when I was reading it, I found it to be a little bit, I don't know, Eve was a little bit childish. Like I think she was meant to be like childish because it's basically Act Your Age, Eve Brown. But I feel like the growth that she got, I feel like she didn't grow enough in the book to be in like a stable relationship. That's just my opinion. But the book was a vibe, the book was fun times. And I also feel like after they had like their first encounter, like physical encounter, things just got a little bit too serious and a little bit too awkward. So it was like a bit of a Debbie Downer for me in terms of the book and how much I was enjoying it before they had their physical encounter. But it was still good. It was still pretty good. It was still very good. Yeah. And then the book that got 5 stars, honey, this one, and Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And this is just, it amazes me because initially when I started with this book, I think it was like the prologue and some of like chapter 1, I was like, can I DNF this book? Like, is it too soon to DNF it? Because I genuinely don't like it. But I pushed through, and it quickly picked up, and it quickly just got really amazing. And I think their relationship is so mature. I feel like it's the type of relationship that I would want for myself personally. It's like a very mature relationship, and I don't know, I found it to be cute. Like, all of their relationships were cute, but this one has a special place in my heart. And I feel like because I related to both of these characters so much, I think maybe that's why I gave it 5 stars. Like, I related to both of them so much on very different levels. Maybe not very different, on somewhat different levels, but I related to both of these characters more than I would have liked to. So yeah, that's why I gave this one 5 stars. So let's like do like a quick little Q&A. I thought this would just be a little cute thing to do. And yeah, just about the books. So the first question is, which FMC do I relate to the most? That has to be Chloe from the first book. And I related to Chloe, and I didn't think I was going to relate to Chloe initially because I was like, okay, but what's wrong with her? Y'all aren't telling us what her problem is, and I can't relate to somebody if I don't know what's wrong with them. Do you get what I'm saying? But as soon as I understood what her struggles were, I was able to relate to how she was feeling, and I absolutely related to her the most. I loved her towards the end, and well, not even towards the end. I loved her for most of the book, but yeah, it was definitely Chloe. And then question 2 is, which MMC do I relate to the most? And I feel like I also related to Eve Brown. From the third book, I related to her, but yeah, I guess she'd be like after Chloe in terms of who I related to the most, and then Dani Brown would obviously be the last because I don't feel like I related to her very much, if at all. But yeah, I just feel like Dani Brown and I love very differently. Because she got hurt, like I feel like she got hurt like 1 or 2 times, and she was just like, I give up on love. Girl, some of us been hurt like a million times, and we're still like, I'm up here, I want this, I need this in my life, you know? So yeah. But anyway, so the MMC that I relate to the most is Red from the first book. That's why I say that I relate to both of these characters so much. That's why I gave this book 5 stars, because I related to Red so much. Not that like his relationship was somewhat abusive. I wouldn't say that that's the case for me, but I did relate to him in how certain relationships left him feeling. I'll say that. And yes. And then the third question is, who is couple goals, honey? And I feel like this is the couple that I would be like, that is how I would want the relationship to be. I feel like they would have a long-term relationship. I could see them 50 years down the line still pushing through, okay? Still pushing through. So sorry. So yeah, and that has to be Chloe and Red from the first book. Still pushing through 50 years down the line. And then the next question is, who is my favorite book boyfriend? Red, I'm sorry, I love you, but like you saw in the vlog, the person I kept talking about, Zafar, I love him. I loved him. But when I was like going through like editing the vlog, I was like, did I really love him that much? Like, was the love really that strong and that deep? Because I said I loved him a couple of times. I was like, was it really that deep? I need to read this book again, because did I really love him like that, like that, like that, and that? I don't know. But yeah, I really did like him, and that's that. So the fifth question is the book that was the most vibes. Now, this is a book that I felt was the most fun to read. Now, fun to read for me could be like silly, goofy, and I feel like I don't, emotional books aren't necessarily like vibes for me. So the one that I felt like was a vibe is a book that I felt like I loved the most while reading, and that one is Actual Age Eve Brown. And like I said, he gives me Sheldon vibes. That's I love it. And I feel like Eve was also like, their banter was pretty good. Like Eve was giving him just as much as he was giving her, you know? So she wasn't backing down. She wasn't backing down. So yeah. And then the sixth question is the book that made me cry the most. I think it's honestly, I feel like it would be a tie between these two books. The third one did get it a little bit emotional. I can give it that much. But these two books, for me, I feel like with this one, because he suffered a loss, it has like a special place in my heart. But I feel like with this one, I feel like I cried like a lot too, because it was just sad. Just how relationships can break you, and how they can just leave you feeling like you're not worthy of anything, and how they can honestly just kind of like destroy your life if you don't pick yourself up from them, or and if you don't have people to support you and help you to pick yourself up from like really bad relationships. But yes, so this one did get pretty emotional, but this one has to do with a person who suffered a loss and anxiety, and I can relate to those things. I'm a very like anxious person, so I can relate to that. And I feel like, I mean, we've all obviously suffered a loss, a great loss at that. I feel like we've all encountered things like that. So on that level, I feel like everybody can relate to this book on that. But yeah, so that is it from me, guys. That are all, those are all the questions that I had. It wasn't much, it was just like a cute little, you know. But yes, those are all the questions that I had. And that is kind of like the end of this vlog. I feel like I tried recording this vlog yesterday, and there's like a show the entire time. I tried going on like Google and seeing if I can like fix, because the problem is with my camera specifically, because when I use either social networks to film things, they came out sounding okay. Hopefully the solution that they gave me worked, because I did try it out yesterday and it seemed fine. But hopefully it worked, because I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this vlog. I hope you guys will like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, guys, bye.